And how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today I want to get to the cold hard truth about when I think Starfield will most likely be released. I've been paying close attention to anything at all that could hint towards a potential Starfield release date, and seeing how we are already knee-deep in what normally would be E3 season, with still no official word from Bethesda on Starfield other than to enjoy our disappointment, I figured now would be a good time, more than ever, to update the community on when I expect Starfield to most likely be released. Now, there was a time way back last year when I was fairly optimistic for a 2020 release date, but given Bethesda's complete silence and the recent global pandemic, I'd say the chances for the game to come out this year are severely decreased at best. It is entirely possible, though, for Bethesda Game Studios to totally surprise us and drop a surprise Starfield showcase at some point within the next few months, on top of that announcing a 2020 release date alongside it as well. However, although I do believe the chances of this happening are still pretty low, it wouldn't be the first time Bethesda Game Studios has done exactly this literal same thing. They did exactly this with Fallout 4, claiming that the game wasn't even in development. Then all of a sudden, 8 months later, they dropped a major Fallout 4 showcase, and then even released the game later the same year on top of that. But even though the potential for a surprise Starfield showcase and release in 2020 is worth taking into consideration, I highly advise you to not expect anything at all related to Starfield this year. And there are numerous reasons for this, some of which I even have direct evidence to help support. First off, and most importantly, anything that doesn't come straight from Bethesda Game Studios involving Starfield should be classified as speculation. And secondly, if you keep expecting Starfield to get announced all the damn time, you're going to suffer from a lot of disappointment, which in turn could affect your overall enjoyment of the game when it finally does come out. Plus, if you learn to not expect anything, then when you finally do get something, it'll be even more of a surprise and the wait will be even more rewarding. So be sure to carry these rules with you when it comes to basically expecting anything in life, including Starfield. With that little PSA aside, let's get to when I expect us to finally get Starfield. In my opinion, this is how the percentages go: less than 10% for a 2020 release date, 50% for 2021, and the remaining 40% for a 2022 release date. I highly doubt Starfield would come out anytime later than 2022 unless the game suffered from some sort of major development issues. After all, by 2021 to 2022, Starfield will have been in development for 6 to 7 years, and this is going off of a development timeline straight from Todd Howard. In the making of Fallout 76, a documentary by NoClip, Todd Howard is interviewed towards the end of the video and talked a bit about Starfield. He stated that Starfield started development along the same time when Fallout 76 did, and was being fully developed and worked on directly alongside it. Fallout 76 is believed to have started development in 2015 to 2016, and on top of that, Todd Howard even stated that Starfield entered the pre-development phase before Fallout 76 even fully entered development. This means by the time I am uploading this video, Starfield could basically have been in development for 5 years, and if it came out as late as 2022, that would put it at about 7 years in development. This would put Starfield at the top of the list for the game with the longest development cycle by Bethesda Game Studios ever. And to further support a 2021 to 2022 release date, we can take a quick look at the most recent update to the Starfield primary trademark filing. I haven't covered this in previous videos here on the channel, but I wanted to mention this again real quick as it directly supports the points I'm trying to make right now. These are the official filed documents and updates for Starfield. By clicking here, you can see the most recent update regarding Starfield's trademark status. The update states that as of January 2020, Starfield has used up its first trademark deadline extension, and what this means is anytime a trademark is filed, the company filing the trademark has to prove to the US Patent and Trademark Office that they have a product almost ready to be sold to the public directly related to the trademark in question. This prevents companies from basically filing trademark names just to own and sell potential names for future products. So basically, if Bethesda isn't finished with Starfield within this time period, they could lose the rights to the name Starfield altogether and would have to spend more time and money to refile the trademarks, potentially losing the rights to the name completely if another company somehow swoops in and files some other product that they want to be named Starfield. However, the USPTO gives companies 5 6-month extensions, meaning 2.5 additional years on top of this deadline. So with all of this in mind, the TL Doctor is that as of January 1st, 2020, Bethesda Game Studios has 2.5 years to get Starfield ready for release. If all 5 extensions are used up, this would put the deadline at mid-year 2022, which is usually right around the time when Bethesda Game Studios would announce their next game, usually releasing the game later on in the 4th quarter of the same year. So worst case scenario, according to the latest legit trademark filing for Starfield, the latest we should expect the game to get released is towards the end of 2022. However, even though this aligns with the trademark timeline and it coincides with Bethesda being so silent about the game, it also doesn't kinda make sense at the same time, because according to Todd Howard, powered again. Back in 2018 post-E3 interviews, Starfield was essentially in a finished state and they were just basically playtesting and polishing it even way back in 2018. So unless Bethesda Game Studios is taking bug fixes super seriously this time and are playtesting the game for 2 to 4 years, I don't see why the game would come out in 2022. But at the same time, COVID has affected a lot of games development cycles this year, so 2020 also doesn't seem very likely anymore. That is why as of right now, my estimated release date based on everything I broke down in this video for Starfield is November 2021. Of course, like I always say, take all of this with a grain of salt because this, like anything else, should be considered 100% speculation as it doesn't come directly from Bethesda Game Studios. As always, what I want to know though is what do you think about all of this? Do you agree with my hypothesized Starfield release date? When do you think we will finally get this game and why? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet and may get featured in a future video. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, and be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss the latest uploads. Check for links down in the description below for the official Skullzi Discord chat server, Skullzi merchandise, and how to be an exclusive channel member either on Patreon or here on YouTube to help provide future content. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Skyrim for your fridge malfunctions and Nazim walks out of it, becoming your new roommate. Enjoy!
It just works.